I've learned to schedule personal time.
Okay.
So I became a slave to my schedule,
Yeah.
and things that were personal became flexible, right? So if I wanted to go to the gym and somebody said, "Can I have a meeting?" I would cancel going to the gym because it's no big deal.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening, I got sick all the time. And so I learned to schedule and be very respectful of that schedule of things that matter to me personally. So for example, I'll go to the gym in the middle of the day. There it is in my calendar, Simon's workout. And when somebody calls and says we'd like to get together with him, I will say, anybody will say, because they can see my calendar, I'm sorry, he's busy.
Yeah.
They don't have to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll put a block of time, I'll put 3 hours or 4 hours that just says, do not book anything.
Yeah.
And I make that time my own time. I can watch a movie, I can go for a walk,
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want. It's my time. And
So you really
it's
block
really
your
important
personal time,
yeah,
your gym, yeah.
It's really important for me, and I think one of the things we forget is that creativity doesn't happen, you can't say, okay, be creative now. I wish, you know?
It happens in the shower.
That's right. That's exactly right. It happens when you go for a run or
Yeah.
in the car or when you're in the shower. It happens at these weird times, but it's not an accident when it happens. Because here's how the brain works, which is really fascinating, which is the conscious brain.
Yeah.
The part of our brain that is responsible for thinking, that is our expertise in something, that we weigh the pros and cons and we think through the problem. That part of our brain has access to the equivalent of about 2 feet. What's that in meters? Less than a meter.
Okay, yeah.
Less than a meter of information around us. Our subconscious brains, which are responsible for all of those gut things, gut decisions, our subconscious brains have access to the equivalent of 11 acres of information.
Wow.
In other words, every conversation, every book you've read, every movie you've seen gets filed away somewhere, but you just don't have conscious access to it. But it's there. And so the value of the brainstorming is not to solve the problem, it's to ask the question. The value of asking the questions, because your mind isn't going to think about everything, ruminate about everything.
Yeah.
It'll only ruminate about things that are problems in our lives or questions that have been asked. And that's why the question gets asked, and a week later, in the shower, you're like, that's it, I've got it.
Yeah.
It's because the mind is still working on it.
And you need to give your mind
And
time.
so you need to give your mind time to float. Go for a run, get in the shower, go for a walk. You need time, go to a museum.
Interesting.
Your mind needs time to float. And the problem is we keep filling up all of the empty space.
With meetings.
With meetings or with our cell phones.
Yeah.
So when you're walking from your house to the bus,
Yeah.
when you're sitting on the bus, all the gaps that we're not actually at work, where we could just be
Who recognizes this?
during this, I mean, it'll happen here. Yeah, let's leave the lights up.
Who recognizes this?
Here, I know exactly what's going to happen at these events, right? Because I see it all the time, right? You're all here, you're all wonderful and engaged with whoever's on the stage, and as soon as there's a break, you're going to all check in. I see people all the time grazing. They just walk in circles, grazing. Not all of you, but some of you, right? And the opportunities are being missed all over the place. Number one, if you're checking in with work, you're basically telling your people, I don't trust you, right? You're telling them, I can't take one day off to go do some personal enrichment and trust that you guys can't run the thing without me. I'll check in every email and I like green, you know? Nothing undermines trust more than your need to feel like you have to respond to everything. Number two, you're not meeting each other. The greatest value of this event is not me. It's each other. Because I know one thing for sure. All of you were willing to sacrifice time and money to be here because you wanted to hear a certain message that you believed in. Which means we know one thing about this entire audience. There's a common share of values and beliefs. More than just some general business industry thing that you might go to. Which means all the people here are potential friends and supporters in hard times. You could meet someone here that in a hard time you can call them up and say, I'm struggling. And they'll say, don't worry, I got your back. But you're missing the opportunity to meet new people who share your values. And then of course the best one is just letting your mind wander. Those conversations where ideas can happen is the best thing in the world.